Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, a duo that is already making the Formula One world talk. After the accident in Barcelona, the 7-time world champion made explosive statements about the behavior of his new single-seater. But there's an even more surprising aspect. His crash could turn out to be an advantage for Ferrari. Hamilton is already influencing the development of the 2025 car, and his demands could transform the Maranello team into a real war machine. But will this Ferrari really be tailor-made for him? Or will his arrival spark an internal storm with Charles Leclerc? Hamilton is facing a hectic testing schedule with the Scuderia, but no one expected him to crash violently into the barriers so soon. However, these mistakes are fundamental. When a driver like Lewis pushes the car to the limit, he is collecting valuable data to improve it. And be careful, because Ferrari may have found in his feedback the key to closing the gap with Red Bull in 2025. So far, Hamilton has shown a surprising adaptation to several aspects of the SF23. One of the critical points of the Ferrari cars has always been the start, but Lewis seems to have immediately found a feeling with the clutch and the management of the launch control, something that had instead penalized Carlos Sainz. This small detail could make a big difference in the race. But the real crux of the matter is another. Hamilton has often been criticized for not having the same talent as Michael Schumacher in the technical development of cars. Yet the fact that Mercedes has ignored his guidance in recent seasons and suffered enormously since then shows that Lewis knows exactly what a car needs to be competitive. Ferrari seems to have understood this and is already giving him carte blanche on some crucial changes, such as the adjustment of the pedals and the driving position. These changes are anything but simple to implement, but the fact that Maranello is already implementing them is a clear signal. They blindly believe in Hamilton's development capabilities. Another critical point concerns Lewis' adaptation to the braking system. Ferrari uses completely different discs than Mercedes, but despite the crash, Hamilton reported a positive feeling. This is crucial, because it means that the single-seater could have much more potential than initially thought. Remember that, despite the difficulties, the SF23 was the only car other than Red Bull to win a race in 2023. But here's the real challenge. Hamilton has always had problems with tire management, one of the most delicate aspects of modern Formula One. Ferrari has already identified this weakness and is working to find solutions, while Leclerc follows a parallel development program. Hamilton knows he will have to improve in this area if he wants to get back into the title fight. After finishing 7th in 2023, the worst result of his career, he must regain his competitiveness and prove that he is still one of the best in the world. But the real danger for Lewis could be right in the next box. Charles Leclerc has no intention of stepping aside. He is one of the fastest drivers in qualifying. He has already shown that he can take even difficult cars to the limit, and, above all, he knows Ferrari like the back of his hand. The rivalry between the two could explode sooner than expected. Will Hamilton really be the leader of the Ferrari project, or will Leclerc force him to earn his stripes on the field? Meanwhile, Ferrari put Hamilton to the test with specific tests on tire management at Fiorano. The main test, however, was the one in Barcelona, with over 1,000 kilometers traveled to collect valuable data. But beware, because the next test with the Pirelli 2026 tires on the SF24 could give Hamilton an even clearer idea of what to expect for the future. Even though the Ferrari of 2025 will be radically different, every kilometer driven today could make a difference in his acclimatization to the team. And then there is the big question, age. Will Hamilton still have the physique and mental clarity to fight for a title at 40 years old? Felipe Massa expressed his doubts. Lewis is an incredible talent, but age matters. Physical recovery after a race or training is much more difficult than when you are younger. But Piero Ferrari is not worried at all. He is convinced that Lewis will quickly return to his level and will be competitive right away. Of course, winning the title at the first attempt with Ferrari would be an epic feat, but if anyone can do it, it's Hamilton. The problem is that Leclerc won't just sit back and watch. Could this internal rivalry become a problem for Ferrari? Or will their competition push the Reds towards the title? Hamilton arrived in Maranello with only one goal: to win his 8th title and become the most successful driver in history. But living with Leclerc will be anything but simple. Piero Ferrari is convinced that this rivalry will be managed in a healthy way, but history has taught us that fights between teammates can quickly degenerate. Just look at what happened between Hamilton and Rosberg in Mercedes between 2014 and 2016. If the situation gets out of hand, Ferrari will have to make a clear decision and support the driver with the best chance of winning the title. But let's not forget that the Scuderia also has another goal: the Constructors' World Championship. And with a growing McLaren, the challenge will be even tougher. And now we want to know your opinion. Will Hamilton's feedback after the Barcelona crash really help Ferrari? Or could his rivalry with Leclerc turn into a problem for the team? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. See you next time.